Welcome back, people. I'm Big Dave. You're on the Self-Made Guided Tour. It's been a minute, you know, I took a few weeks off from the series, been pretty busy lately. But yeah, man, we're back with a vengeance today. We're going to be looking at track number 9, Hash Man, which is a song about my time selling the green back in the day. Then we're going to move on to track number 10, Fearless, which is probably one of the hardest joints I've ever had to write and record. Pretty deep track, you know, introspective sort of track. And so yeah, wherever you're tuning in from, sit back, relax and enjoy. It's the Self-Made Guided Tour. First up this week, we're looking at track 9, Hash Man. Little track about my life before the music biz, before I went to prison, before I had kids and all that. You know, I'm the sort of guy that puts 100% into whatever I do. You know, I've got a pretty strong work ethic. And before I focused that work ethic on music, I had a laser locked on the Wii game. I sold a bit of ganja here and there as a kid, you know, 20s and 50s, nothing too wild, nothing too crazy. And then when I was about 19, you know, I was sick of getting ripped off by bosses for minimum wage. I was sick of the dole, I was sick of being broke. And so I set up a bit of a business. You know, I decided that's what I wanted to do. And like the other things I do in my life, you know, I put everything into it and went all out. So the song Hash Man's a story of my life back then, and yeah, right here's basically where it all started. Truly was all out, you know, the day I kicked off business, had no place to live. All I had was a car, an ounce of skunk to flip, a set of scales, mobile phone, and a bag of clothes. As I said though, you know, I got a strong work ethic, and by day 2 in business, I made enough for a bond, so I leased myself this cheap 2-beddy flat. They loved their weed down in Canberra, so it didn't take long before I was flying. You know, it was 8 AM to 11 PM, day in, day out, 7 days a week. If I wasn't out there partying, I was out there making money. And yeah, it was more money than I'd never seen in my life. You know, all of a sudden there was nice cars, nice apartments, toys, jewellery, you know, restaurants every night. It was that true hustler's lifestyle 100%, you know, and to lay it down honest, you know, basically I had the wholesale weed, the city loved it. I'll come from interstate to get it. Business was booming. It's fucking killing it. Not bragging here though, so please don't take this video the wrong way. You know, bragging wasn't the idea behind the song either. Guess it was like I was saying in chapter 5 when I spoke about music on my time in prison. You know, my life, my history's made me who I am today. And to tell my story, you know, I've got to touch on everything I've been through, good and bad. And yeah, this is just part of my story, so love it or hate it. However you look at it though, you know, there were definitely some crazy times. The funny thing is, you know, despite the violence that came with it, you know, the police attention, court appearances, eventual jail time, I actually really did enjoy the lifestyle. There's something about it, you know, might be the cat and mouse thing, cat and mouse vibe to it, you know, the ducking and weaving. It's kind of like living in a movie. Actually, it was the fucking cash. It was the fucking cash. Anyway, all that said, you know, I love my life a lot more these days. You know, I love my family, love my music career. And even though I wouldn't change the past, you know, I wouldn't go back to it either. My Hash Man days are long gone.
Evergreen, ever well, prices mean, pockets swell, smash the scene, bag and sell, cashed up dream, living well, cold and cool, golden jewels, made the rules, folded fools, young and dumb and full of cum, stung for sums and got it done.
Backpack stacked on bricks, I got the stash for ya. Dirty cash, relax, so it's an axe for ya. Was making moves, now making grooves, now move that ass, now move that ass.
Next up for this week, we're looking at track 10, Fearless. It's probably the hardest song I've ever written and recorded, not just on the album, but so far throughout my whole career. I think I surprised a few people with this track, and yeah, I'm proud to be able to take my music to the place this song took it to. Really wasn't easy for me. Not going to go into too much detail about this track. You know, the song speaks for itself. But for a long time, I really felt like I was almost a machine. You know, no feelings. Like I was here, but I wasn't really human, if that makes any sense. like this machine that didn't really connect with what you guys all plug into. You know, I didn't really feel like I was part of love or the community of the world. You know, I felt like nobody knew me, no one would ever really know me. I knew what love was and how to show love, but I just couldn't feel it coming back at me when it did. Actually, that might sound a bit depressing if you can't relate to the song, but you know, at the time, I couldn't really feel pain either, so I just kept moving forward, did what I had to do, did what I wanted to do, and yeah, just kept moving towards my destination, so to speak. Anyway, I'm not going to break the song down too much, I'm not going to wreck the song by breaking it down too much. Just thought this was a piece of the puzzle that had to be part of the album. This is Fearless.
Human being with so much to give. I give so much, but can't feel what it is. I feel I can help you heal where you live, but to touch my heart will be still to the rib. Don't cry, don't shed a tear for me. Don't be scared and don't fear for me, cause I dance the dance so fearlessly. And with this song I use your heart to feel for me. Let's get it on. Yeah. 1, 2. This is Big Dave. Know how I do it on a Grand Hoop production. G-Dub. Backed by the KP Army. Come on.